Hey guys, Kevin here to bring you a new video today. I'm going to be doing yet another day of this film series for Horror October. Today I'm going to be talking about a film that's directed by a very well-known director, at least somewhat well-known. He directed the movie Halloween, and he's directed a lot of good films. And his name is John Carpenter. And the film that I saw from him that he directed is called Prince of Darkness. Now, if you don't know, John Carpenter is a legendary director. He directed The Thing. He directed Halloween. He directed Escape from New York, Escape from LA, which is a good film. They Live, and Prince of Darkness, and a few others as well. But yeah, he's a great director nonetheless. And I saw this film from a collection right here that my friend was kind enough to give me at some point. It's a very nice collection, and one of the films on here is called Prince of Darkness, which is a very, very bizarre film. Yet it was pretty entertaining, I would say. It definitely had some issues for me, just with the fact that it really didn't make sense at all, and the fact that it was just kind of overall confusing and weird. Because basically the concept is they have this thing that they're reading about that they find after this guy dies. This old man dies at the beginning, and I don't even know, the introduction was weird. They kept rolling credits back and forth in between scenes. It was weird. But they basically find this thing in a basement that's in this water, in this weird water, and it's basically like a force of evil that can conduct itself onto others in different ways. So yeah, it's pretty wild. I'm not going to try really hard to explain it, because the whole how it survives thing is really complicated. Basically, it's just an evil being living inside this tank, and eventually it finally projects itself into a human form by taking a host essentially. But even when it's in the water, it still has the power to infect others by spewing its water into people's mouths. So if you get this weird, strange water in your mouth, you become infected, and I don't even know. You become a creepy person who just wants to kill others and do some weird ass shit. If you become infected, you just want to see the end of the world, basically, by killing others. And that's what what happens to a lot of these people. These people were test subjects, I guess. They were chosen to help participate in this study to try to figure out what was going on with this thing, because they found a textbook that they wanted to decode. So that was part of it, and then they wanted to discover, I guess, what it was doing. I don't know. But here they are anyways. They get to this big place, and they start getting picked off one by one until they're basically, it's there's 20 people in the building. So basically at the end it's half the people become infected, and then half the people aren't, and they're just some of them are battling against each other, and some of them are just battling the horde, trying to survive, and it gets really intense and scary. I've watched, this is day 8, day 8 of Horror October, and this is probably the scariest film that I've seen yet. I'd have to say, it was pretty scary, despite it being just a weird concept that didn't make a whole lot of sense. It was pretty scary and fun to watch for a horror movie, just because there's a lot of crazy shit that happens with these people getting attacked and by these infected humans who basically they have the power to spew water into you, and when you get the water in you, you like become infected, so they like they spread it that way, and they have like creepy scenes with like tons of cockroaches growing on dead bodies and just some weird ass shit. And like eventually, like at the end, like this host basically is like manifested inside of this like body, and like it has like weird ass skin, and it's just like so creepy, and it's like burnt flesh, and like she has like, or this host, I think it's like a guy inside of a woman, but he's inside of a woman's body, but like he has the power to like levitate things, like if he gets his head cut off, he puts it back on. Like Donald Pleasance was in this movie, and at one point he literally chops the creature's the host's head off, and they literally pick it up off the ground and put it back on. Like, okay, like that's cool. That's really cool. Wow, wow, wow. Like, oh my god. And it's just like also like creepy because like the people that are infected, they just like stand there and they stare at people, and it's weird. Like when they're infected, they're not the same people at all. They're just totally different. And like there was a lot of like weird like science elements to it about it, like they were having like premonitions of like the future to come, and just of like just were like trying to make sense of how this thing was trying to live on this world and trying to basically cause like world domination or whatever, and they were able to stop it. It was wild, but it was fun to watch nonetheless, with all the action and the horror in it. The ending was kind of because basically what happens at the end is that this woman, who's been like yeeting the whole movie along with this guy, has the choice to either save her boyfriend who is getting attacked by this infected guy, or save everybody from this host who is trying to reach out to another plane through a mirror. She was trying to pull something in. It was like some like evil goblin or something. I don't know. She wanted to invite something in. I don't know what it was, but it was like some hellish creature. I have no idea. It's weird. But basically what happens is she chooses to save everybody by pushing this host inside the mirror, and then immediately after they break the mirror so that the creature and the host can't come back. But the problem was that also meant that this girl couldn't come back, and to me that just seemed kind of unnecessary, just because like she kind of like went in with her, like she put her arm around her like this and then just like went in with her. But like I feel like she didn't have to do that. She could have just like shoved her in like that and not gone in. So it was kind of stupid that like they did that just to make it like, they almost did that just to make it like emotional, I feel as though, which I find kind of dumb. I just don't like that. Like it's just unnecessary. Like they did it to make it like, oh my god, she sacrificed herself for us. Like, thank you. Like, so stupid. Like, but like it was an entertaining movie nonetheless. I thought despite that being kind of unnecessary, I thought the ending was good, and I thought it overall like rounded itself out pretty well. And Donald Pleasance was in this movie, as I said. He's a great actor. He's been in Halloween as Dr. Loomis, and he's also been in Escape from New York and some other good films as well. So yeah, he was good, and yeah, he was probably like the only real well-known actor in this movie. But yeah, but like there's a good ensemble cast of just like the different like people who were brought in to try to help with this. There was like a good variety of people cast in it. Like there was like this funny Asian guy who was pretty cool, and then like you had this guy and his girlfriend, and then you had Donald Pleasance, who played this priest, and then you had like this old Asian guy who was like really like wise, I guess. But yeah, you had like it was like a good variation. Like as much as like this film was definitely like didn't make a whole lot of sense and was confusing, but I'm feeling like for some reason I'm just feeling kind of generous to it just because of like how fun the horror aspect of it was and how good it ended, even though like that sacrifice was stupid. But yeah, because of that, I'm gonna give it a 7, just a 7 out of 10, which I think is a fair rating. But yeah, that's what I'm gonna give it. But yeah, and there's also another movie on here called Village of the Damned, which I want to also see. But something also to note, a couple other things actually, is that John Carpenter also scored this movie, and you really don't want to undermine this or not, not you know, remind yourself of this, but he scores films. Like he scored Halloween. He made that original like iconic soundtrack. Like he doesn't just direct movies. He also scores movies, and like so he's great in that sense too. Which I think with that score, like he scored this film great too, for sure. But yeah, like I think John Carpenter is one of the four greats. I think he deserves to be on the Mount Rushmore of great horror directors because I think on that Mount Rushmore you should have John Carpenter, George Romero, Sam Raimi, and Dario Argento. That's just like such a good variety, like a good mix of directors of different types. Like you have John Carpenter, the master of fear, creates all these weird, creepy movies. And then you have George Romero, who created, all these cool zombie movies. He basically introduced the idea of zombie movies. And then you have Sam Raimi. He created Evil Dead, which is my favorite horror franchise. Probably my favorite horror movie. Yeah, he's amazing. And he helped make Ash versus Evil Dead too, which is amazing. And I guess he made a movie called Drag Me to Hell as well, which is supposed to be good. And then you have Dario Argento. He kind of helped to mold like a certain specific type of film called giallo. He made like specific types of films. Sorry. But yeah, he made specific types of films, so he had his own unique spin on the horror genre for sure as well. But yeah, that's what I got to say about that. But yeah, it was a solid film though, even though it was really bizarre and hard to make a lot of sense out of at times. But yeah, hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. And one more thing to add, this film is actually part of a series called the Apocalyptic Trilogy, and it contains The Thing, which I saw, which is an amazing film, and then Prince of Darkness, which I just saw, and then the last film is called In the Mouth of Madness. So I need to see this last film, so you might see a review for that in this month for Horror October. So stay tuned for that.